I had a frozen shoulder for almost 2 years on this arm. No, I wouldn't say a lot or like deep depressions, but I had a tendency for depressions in my past. When I started the work about, this is May in 2019, so I started the work like in at the end of January, February 2019. I heard this one line from Dr. Joe in one of his videos on YouTube, and they said, "Aware to be aware." And when I heard that, something made click in my mind. I just sat on my couch and I was thinking, so what if these emotions that I have, what if these are not sadness, but the love I have inside of me, and this is the way it just expresses itself. So I was thinking this about this a lot, and what happened was basically that I turned it around with this one sentence I heard, and that was so amazing for me that I started to see love everywhere from that moment on. So that was for me the clicker to just do the progressive workshop, the progressive online, and the other one, the both of those online workshops. I started the meditations. I meditated every day in the morning and in the evening, and then like after 3 or 4 weeks, something really strange happened to me. I had a dream at night, and I saw myself looking at myself from that side. I looked at myself, and there was somebody working on my shoulder. I mean, it was like this side of the shoulder was flapped down, and somebody was sitting there. I couldn't see his face. I just saw the back of it, and he looked. I could see inside my body. It was not blood or anything. It was just like, actually, I kind of looked like a robot. But somebody was just trying to do something with my shoulder. And I was looking at it and I said, "Hey, what are you doing there?" And he said, "I'm fixing you." And I said, "Well, this is my shoulder." And he said, "Okay, we can close it back up." And then he just took the part of my lower shoulder and flipped it back up, and it went, the skin went up again, and was like, it looked whole. So I didn't think about it much. I went and I woke up and I thought, what a strange dream. And when I woke up the next morning, I didn't realize in the beginning, but later on I realized that this pain that I had in the shoulder and the incapability of my movements were just gone. They were just completely gone. I mean, I couldn't do this or that, or just the maximum I could do. I could raise my shoulder like that, and then it started to hurt. I couldn't go like that in the back and in the front. I used to play tennis and I used to play water polo. I couldn't do that anymore. I couldn't really swim anymore. So now I can do all the movements again, and this is just still up until this day. It's really totally unbelievable and incredible. And then I decided immediately that I have to go to the Mallorca workshop. I wanted to go to Bonn, but I couldn't because I had to work. So I went to Mallorca, and this was the most incredible and magical time of my life. I won't miss it for anything. It was the best week of my life, basically. And I'm coming back, and I'm connected to my higher self and to my spirits ever since. Every day I feel them. I do the meditation, I do the work every day. In Mallorca, I had a really, really impressive spiritual experience when we did the rose meditation, where we tried to let the rose bloom for the first time. I was in the meditation, and by that time I was only meditating for 6 or 8 weeks, so I was not really experienced. But and I was in the meditation, and I was going right and left, you know. I wasn't in the void, and I was just like everywhere. And I thought, well, you know, maybe today's nothing happening for me. So I just decided in my meditation, okay, let's just go in the void one more time, try it again. And I tried it again, and I went back into the void, and all of a sudden a white flash appears in front of my eyes, and two white beautiful beings came to me, and they grabbed me by the hand, and they pulled me and took me with them. And I was just letting it happen. And we walked into a room. It was really a white bright light there. We walked into this room, and were a lot of people sitting on a table. They were having a dinner. It was very beautiful. It was peaceful. I couldn't even tell if these beings were like men or women. I don't really know. And then I asked them. I didn't talk. I just thought, who are you guys? And they responded to me without talking. We are your guardian angels. And that totally blew me off, because I didn't expect that, and especially not because I know that one of my guardian angels is my grandmother, and I had a very close relationship with her. And I just immediately pulled back from this vision, because I was so emotionally in this point. And then when the meditation stopped and we finished it all off, I was totally taken by it all. I was really emotional, and I started crying a lot. And of course, the song that came up afterwards was "Kiss from a Rose" from Seal. And when I heard that song, my tears were I just wept all over the place, because that is actually the song that I used to listen to all the time during the period when my grandmother died. And that was the song that reminded me of her a lot, and that is always, ever since, in my mind. When I hear this song, I think of my grandmother. And they played that song there at that moment. And that was another sign for me that what happened wasn't just like a dream or something, it was real. And I had several of these experiences during this week in Mallorca. And whenever I have a problem right now, I do what Dr. Joe says. I stay in the unknown. I don't want to predict my future. I don't want to plan my future. I just want to be in the unknown, because I had the magic happen to me all the time, a lot of times, over and over again. Every time there's a problem and I try to fix it with matter and it doesn't work, I always step back. I talk to myself and I say, okay, be patient, step into the unknown, stay into the unknown. And it has worked out all the time, every time.